Hi, everyone. This is Leslie Lawe, your host for Sandbox Radio. This episode, In Like a Lion, features new pieces by Scot, Augustson, Lisa Halpern, and Elizabeth Heffron. Special guest, Jerry Dixon. The finale from Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro, performed by 11 divas and divos from Opera on Tap, and much more, with the Sandbox Radio Players, a tribute to the late Maggie Roche, and even more music from the Sandbox Radio Orchestra, led by music director and composer Angie Louise. So sit back and relax as we take you into the world of Sandbox Radio In Like a Lion, recorded in front of a live audience at Town Hall Seattle on March 6th, 2017.
Sandbox Radio will stay all day. In the backyard we'll play. Jump into our sandbox. Build castles and kings, words become things. Sandbox Radio. Sandbox Radio. Sandbox Radio. Sandbox Radio. Good evening and welcome to Sandbox Radio. Coming to you live from Town Hall in the heart of downtown Rain City, Seattle. Coming up in the show tonight, Sandbox Radio presents a poem from Charles Leggett, plays from Lisa Halpern, Elizabeth Heffron, and Scot, Augustson, musical guests, Opera on Tap, special guest Jerry Dixon, with musings from Peggy Platt, a tribute to the late Maggie Roche, and more, featuring your favorite Sandbox Radio players and the Sandbox Radio Orchestra, led by the fabulous Angie Louise. So, sit back and relax as we take you into the world of Sandbox Radio Live. Sandbox Radio.
The New Colossus
by Emma Lazarus.
November 2nd, 1883.
Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame.
With conquering limbs astride from land to land.
Here, at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand
A mighty woman with a torch,
whose flame is the imprisoned lightning,
and her name,
Mother of Exiles.
From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome.
Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame.
Keep ancient lands your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired,
Your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these
The homeless, tempest-tossed,
to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
cool that you came all this way from Seattle.
I'm so happy to be here and share this experience with you all.
Where's Nancy?
Oh, she's meeting us near the flagpole. Okay, I brought string and a hole punch so that we can wear our signs around our necks.
I brought sticks we can attach them to.
Oh, we're not allowed to put the signs on sticks.
Why not?
I guess they're trying to make sure they don't get used as weapons.
Weapons?
I thought this was supposed to be a peaceful protest, Vi.
Oh, it is, but apparently there's been some talk of infiltrators inciting violence and making it look like protesters did it.
Violence? Wait a minute. I mean, I really want to stand up for women's rights.
And the rights and safety of people of color.
And Muslims.
And immigrants.
And the LGBTQ community.
And Native Americans.
And other marginalized communities.
Not to mention the health of the planet.
Yeah, global warming, for God's sake.
Education.
Abortion rights.
Coastal habitat.
Trade agreements.
Yes, for God's sake, yes. I want to support all of that. But I don't want to put myself in danger.
Nobody wants that. But this is one of those moments in history where we're being called to action.
Who says? I mean, how do you know this is a moment in history? It hasn't happened yet. You only know what history is after it happens. Then it's history.
Here we go.
What? Am I wrong?
That's just semantics, Paula. You know as well as I do that this is a pivotal moment for our country.
Stay cool, peeps. Paula, do what you gotta do. If this kind of risk isn't for you, that's okay. Just keep calling your senators every day.
No, I'm not saying I'm leaving. I'm just saying.
So, no sticks.
Right. Also, I thought we should share some tips on how to be safe and stay well during the march.
I feel nauseous.
I have Pepto-Bismol if you need it.
Thanks.
Well, first things first. Let's make up a plan for if we get separated.
Well, why don't we just text each other if we get lost?
They say cell service may be unreliable. So, if we get pepper sprayed by the police or hurt by weapons...
Weapons? What's with the weapons? I am totally freaking out.
I've got a Xanax if you need one.
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, they say to be safe, we should stick to the edges of the crowd.
Everybody's going to try and do that. If we're all sticking to the edges, there'll be no edges to stick to.
The world won't come to an end if we're not on the edges. It's just a suggestion.
I heard we're supposed to write important info on our forearms with a Sharpie.
That's crazy. Ink is toxic, and Sharpie ink lasts forever.
It'll wash off eventually, and I brought silver, so pretty.
What kind of info is so important that I should risk my life for it?
Emergency contact, drug allergies, stuff like that.
Oh, I think I'm going to pass out.
I have smelling salts.
You're the best. Can I keep that in my backpack?
Oh, honey, we can't have backpacks here.
But I mean, why not?
Safety reasons. They don't want to make it easy for people to conceal weapons.
Weapons! Stop saying weapons! Oh my God, this is not good.
Don't panic, honey.
It's too late. No backpack? That's insane. No one told me. Am I just supposed to throw my backpack away?
You could go back and leave it in the car.
There are so many people here already. It'll take me all day to get there. So, what can we bring?
All we're allowed to bring in is a purse that's 6 inches by 8 inches by 4 inches.
That's not even big enough to fit a bottle of water in. Or a sandwich. Or wine. I'm anemic. I need food at regular intervals. Well, what the hell can you fit in a purse that size?
A protein bar and a driver's license.
God, I am freaking out.
I have a Valium if you need it.
You're the best. Goodbye, Kate Spade backpack.
Oh, there's Nancy!
Hey, everybody!
Hey, Nancy!
Nice hat!
Thanks.
Oh, Nancy, this is my friend Lola I told you about.
Great to meet you, Nancy.
You too.
Nancy, are you okay?
Oh, happy as pie. Why do you ask?
I've never seen you with a walker before.
Oh, I'm okay. Kind of a bum hip. I was going back and forth about getting a walker. Then I happened to cross this one at Goodwill. I figured it was a sign.
Cool. Can you believe how close to the stage we are?
It's amazing. It's gotten super crowded just since we got here.
Yeah, look over where we came in. It's crammed body to body now.
It's amazing.
Oh, totally inspiring that so many people are willing to do something about what's going on.
So many people.
Deep breath, honey.
We're trapped. We can't get out of here.
Yes, we can, Paula.
Oh, don't say yes, we can. It makes me want to cry.
You and me both.
Breathing in. This is a good cause.
Yes, it is.
I'm glad to be smashed up against absolutely every single person who lives in D.C. plus out-of-towners.
One more thing. I read there may be fake video crews interviewing people and then editing them. So whatever people say seems like the opposite of what they meant. So don't give interviews.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
I have to pee.
You're joking, right?
Oh, this is so awesome. Everybody fired up today?
That's what I'm talking about.
Where are you from?
Who, me? Seattle.
Why are you here today?
I want to put my body in the message.
What message?
That we won't tolerate anyone's rights being taken away. Women, people of color, the LGBTQ community, Muslims, immigrants, and all the other marginalized groups.
Lola, are you letting her interview you?
Oh, crap! I totally got sucked in. Where are your credentials?
Right here. Honestly, turn on your TV and watch the CBS Sunday News every week, you think maybe?
Sorry, I'm not from here.
Oh my God. Did you see how mad she got that you didn't know who she was? What an ego.
I really have to pee.
I don't see how you're gonna get through the crowd, especially with your walker.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Pee here on the sidewalk? No way. I'm off to see the wizard.
One of us will go with you. Anybody else?
I don't, but I'll go. I know exactly where the porta potties are. We passed them on the way in.
It's starting. Hey, it's America Ferrera. I love her.
All right, here we go, Nancy. Excuse me, Walker coming through.
Here you go. Glad you braved it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Looks like this walker is a blessing in disguise.
I know, people are parting like the Pink Sea. Excuse us, Walker.
Pardon me, Walker here. Do you know where we're going?
We're almost there. It's just up ahead, past the CNN truck.
Oh, I think we passed it.
I promise you we didn't. Just try to head over to the right.
I'm going this way. Excuse me. Hi. Any idea where the row of porta potties is?
Well, I don't know about a row of them, but there's a single one up there ahead. I've been in this line for the porta potty for over 2 hours, and now the people coming out say it's full, if you know what I mean. I really don't think you want to do anything in there. I know I don't, but I've invested too much time to start over. Crap. Exactly. And lots of it. Somebody told me there's a row of porta potties over there.
I know. See, Nancy, I told you.
Okay, fine. Let's go. Excuse me. Walker coming through.
Excuse me, Walker here.
What did we miss?
I don't know.
Well, let's just stay here until the marching starts.
I think that's going to be even more of a cluster. We'll lose Vi and Paul and the rest of them. Let's just head back. Walker, coming through!
What happened?
Not a clue. Let's push ahead hard and fast. Go! Walker! Walker, coming through!
Can't build the wall! His hands are too small!
you got to pee.
Actually,
No, we can't march. We're in a human gridlock. We'll be trampled.
Look, I know you're scared, Paula, but you've got to pull yourself together. This is new territory for all of us, and we're all scared.
She's right, and we gotta feel the fear and do it anyway.
yeah.
We've got to tap into our inner warriors.
We gotta rise up like the activists before us and be the freaking change.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
A lot. But you know what? You're right. And I've had it.
Well, it's almost over.
No, not the march. I've had it with being bullied, with being afraid.
That's my girl.
This new administration is a catastrophe. But damn it, they have threatened the wrong people.
That's right.
Yes.
Do they not know what we've given up to be here? I was gonna go see Hamilton in New York. But I spent that money to come to DC and march.
And that's not all. Gone are Wine Wednesdays. Now it's Mob Your Senators Phone Line Mondays.
Yeah.
Instead of saying cozy in front of our fake fires, we're freezing our asses off at marches and rallies.
That's right.
We're reading all the news we can to find the right actions to take instead of couch serving must-see TV.
Yes.
Writing letters may be old-fashioned, but we're doing it. Our hands are cramping from writing to our congresspeople.
That's
Exactly.
Do you see what we have given up for you, Trump? You have woken the beast. The women of America are awake and we're mad as hell.
Yeah.
We, the freaking people, are mighty, a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
No more being overwhelmed into non-action. No more being frozen in hopelessness. Consider yourself on notice. We are fierce and we are gonna take you down, dude. Hold on to your toupee, Humpty Trumpty.
Okay, everyone, ready to march?
No hate, no fear. Everyone is welcome here. No hate, no fear. Everyone is welcome here.
Oh, no, please don't drive down Madison. I can't take it.
Why not, dude? You always love this drive.
Well, not anymore. Ever since City People's Garden Store closed, I can't go within 5 miles of it. I start weeping uncontrollably.
Oh my God! Didn't you hear the big news?
News? What news? I heard no news.
City People's Garden Store reopened.
Don't mess with my emotions, Penelope.
It's true.
That is like the best news I've heard in ever. So where's the new store?
Right there, in the exact same spot that it always was.
Well, pull over! Oh, check out these awesome plants. Sweet crocosmia. Oh, wow! Hey, there's my favorite nursery helper, Vivian. She's still here. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, dude.
Oh, this is a miracle. How did it happen?
Well, it's now under the ownership of longtime employees Jose and Allison.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the same Jose who's been the musical director for a lot of those Sandbox radio live shows?
Yep, same guy.
He's a guerrilla gardener. That's rad. So can you help me find some killer annuals?
Of course, dude.
And veggies and herbs and a gift from my mom. Penelope, you want something?
Oh no, that's okay.
Well, come on. How about this 42-foot banana tree for your apartment?
You're so sweet. sweet.
City People's Garden Store in the Madison Valley. They're back and better than ever.
This is like my birthday, but way cooler.
So beautiful.
The Rabbits Who Caused All the Trouble by James Thurber.
Within the memory of the youngest child, there was a family of rabbits who lived near a pack of wolves. The wolves announced
that they did not like the way the rabbits were living.
Yeah, why those rabbits are so peaceful, so peaceful.
The wolves were crazy about the way they themselves were living because it was the only way to live. One night, several wolves were killed in an earthquake. And this was blamed on the rabbits.
For it is well known that rabbits pound on the ground with their hind legs and cause earthquakes.
Yeah,
stupid rabbits.
On another night, one of the other wolves was killed by a bolt of lightning. And this was also blamed on the rabbits.
For it is well known that lettuce eaters cause lightning.
Right, those vegetarians.
Now, the wolves threatened to civilize the rabbits if they didn't behave. And so, the rabbits decided to run away to a desert island. But all the other animals who lived at a great distance from the wolves shamed the rabbits by saying,
"You must stay where you are and be brave,"
said the dog.
"This is no world for escapists,"
said the pig.
"If the wolves attack you, we will come to your aid. In all probability."
That was obviously the horse. So, the rabbits continued to live near the wolves. And one day, there was a terrible flood, which drowned a great many wolves. And this was, of course, blamed on the rabbits.
For it is well known that carrot nibblers with long ears cause floods.
Oh, yeah, they do, those rabbits.
The wolves descended upon the rabbits
for their own good.
And imprisoned them in a dark cave.
For their own protection.
Where nothing was heard about the rabbits for some weeks, the chicken demanded to know
what happened to them.
What's going on?
The wolves replied
that the rabbits had been eaten, and since they had been eaten, the affair was a purely internal matter.
But the other animals warned.
They might possibly unite against the wolves unless some reason was given for the destruction of the rabbits.
Yeah, give us a reason. We need a reason.
So, The wolves gave them one.
They were trying to escape. And as you know, this is no world for escapists. Get out of here, you
Moral, run, don't walk to the nearest desert island.
The following message is brought to you by Cedar River Clinics.
Hey, all you charitable givers! Wondering what to do with your tax returns? Consider donating to the Cedar River Clinics. They're the folks who help women, all women. Whether you're a mom from the Renton suburbs, a high school girl from Tacoma, or an LGBT programmer from Seattle, look no further. The Cedar River Clinics are your one-stop shop to health, offering mammograms, pap smears, obstetrics, and birth control. But wait, there's more. Need counseling? We got it, for women and couples. For your pregnancy options, for the trans community, and for menopausal women. And that's not all. There's also support for battered and abused women and their families. But wait, I hear you cry. Our Obamacare is being altered as we speak. Who knows how long we can even afford a visit? No problem. In addition to insurance, payments on a sliding scale and financial aid is available. But what about men, you say? After all, women are only 52% of the population, and the Cedar River Clinics only help chicks, right? Wrong! They give direct services to the whole family! Still on the fence? Think about that attractive gal in the cubicle next to yours. You know, the one you've been afraid to talk to for 3 years. Now think what will happen when you casually mention that you donate to the Cedar River Clinics. Trust me, a man with a paycheck and a social conscience is a big turn-on. How do you think I found the perfect mate? Charitable giving! That's how!
Cedar River Clinics, run by the Feminist Women's Health Center, providing compassionate reproductive health care, birth control, and abortions for over 30 years. Go to cedarriverclinics.org to give.
Give, give, give! The gift of health for your whole community.
You're listening to Sandbox Radio, In Like a Lion, from March 2017. Sandbox Radio is made possible in part by the Seattle Mayor's Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs, For Culture, and by the generous financial support of listeners like you. It's easy to become a donor through our Patreon page. Just go to patreon.com/sandboxradio and sign up to become a patron today. That's Patreon, spelled Patreon. Get special perks and exclusive access for as little as $5 a month. Thanks for the live support.
And now, another installment of Plattitudes from the mind of Peggy Platt.
In Like a Lion. I was a lion once, a Leota Junior High School lion. I am about to hit my 40th high school reunion, so the past is in my foreground these days. My halcyon days. Well, not that peaceful. I was a lion. I roared daily. Hormones and periods, acne and school spirit and concerts and autonomy. Discovering what I liked. I liked Rod Stewart and Creedence Clearwater Revival and feathered bangs and drama class with boys with boys with red hair and earth shoes and fry boots and boys who were in theater and Dirty Harry and Billy Jack. Oh, I liked Billy Jack. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, but the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Angie. I got carried away.
You said you wanted the theme from the Magnificent Seven. We could have learned One Tin Soldier.
Yeah, no, really, that was perfect. It's just, give it to me later.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, being 13. No transportation, no real money, just a bike and tons of energy, chutzpah, and the ability to get up and do it again. Had a breakthrough with my therapist the other day. I realized the only thing I really missed about my youth was my ability to roar. That ability to start again without even realizing that my progress had been stopped. When we were toddlers, we're unsteady and we fall and we get back up and we cry and we laugh and we fall again and then we get up and do it again and the pattern continues through our life until we're just too tired to get up and we're dead. Angie. Whoa, Angie.
What?
But probably not now, because I was talking about babies and death and stuff, and just later, I promise. Really quickly. Okay, all right. Junior high school Peggy, the Leota Lion Peggy, was fearless. Old, crippled, bitter, impoverished Peggy, not so much. Which brings me to the theme, In Like a Lion. When March starts, sure, the weather's harsh, and then it's a lamb, and then we get flowers, blah, blah, blah. But we're also frozen and dormant after winter, and it's hard to get going. And we need to be lions, and we need to roar, and we need to push up those crocus bulbs through the frozen earth and get to the rebirth part. I was watching the Academy Awards ceremony, and when the little girl sang the theme from Moana, and she got smacked in the back of the head by a waving banner, she didn't even flinch. She didn't miss a beat. She just kept singing. And our people have a saying, the show must go on. Dory has a saying, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So that's my mantra. Just keep living, just keep living. Like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. You know, the bloody feet, no gun. Yippee-ki-yay, mother! You get the idea? So, I'm gonna push through to the next phase of my life like I've fallen and I can get up. To roar and to ride into that Mexican village, outgunned and now, yeah. And then save those peasants. Now, Angie, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna roar, and I'm gonna keep getting up to my feet and go to auditions and diet and avoid white sugar and too much gluten and vote my conscience and protest injustice and continue to try to finish the Saturday New York Times crossword puzzle. You know, Sunday's easy, it's Saturday that's the bear.
Peggy Platt! Time. And timing.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot. Woohoo. I mean, but don't worry. It's only 3 minutes. It'll be over soon. Although, ladies, you probably hear that every night. Am I right, ladies?
A poem by Charles Leggett, after conducting research at an open mic for playing Frank Downs, an aspiring stand-up comic, in a film.
When gauche self-deprecation veers towards self-censure, apology the worst. Take heed, brave souls, it ever-loving misses, as if we need be told you've got 3 minutes. Restating what this kind, if rather tiny crowd grasps as gratefully as their martinis, just skip it, like a calcic disc of turd along the surface of a spill of crude. The ones who have it right can simply talk. They do not need, as Frank observes, to trick us, siphoning off bits of the collective semi-conscious, gutting their own votive weirdness, less routine than blessedly one-sided discourse, while the rest simply prate like a luckless monarch's nervous page.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm gonna write a cookbook called How long does it take to lay a 3-minute egg?
These field trips put a higher price tag on the knockoff VCR that Frank will win and carry home. Oh, hard-won spoils. I branded Lord Byron as the best of Britain's stand-ups in the early 1800s. Hence, the film director's sister's jaundiced glance to hear the rumors swirling round Augusta. Well, Byron the romantic, rude times past, a pristine innocence and childhood's loss. These stand-up hopefuls try to wrap like floss time round their wagging, pointing, flipping fingers, while in my headphones, as these March clouds linger, an unapologetic Ray Charles rips divisions of it from his fingertips. A manicure, 3 minutes long, in rage.
Many years ago, there was an emperor so exceedingly fond of new clothes that he spent all his money on being well dressed. He cared nothing about reviewing his soldiers.
Carry on.
Going to the theater.
Ho-hum.
Or going for a ride in his carriage. Except to show off his new clothes.
Oh, Your Majesty, how magnificent!
Why, thank you. Thank you, dear people. They are fabulous.
He had a coat for every hour of the day, and instead of saying, as one might, about any other ruler,
"The king's in council,"
here they always said,
"The emperor's in his dressing room."
In the great city where he lived, life was always gay. Every day, many strangers came to town, and among them one day came 2 swindlers. They let it be known they were weavers, and they said they could weave the most magnificent fabrics imaginable.
Not only are our colors and patterns uncommonly fine, but clothes made of this cloth have wonderful way of becoming invisible to anyone who is unfit for office.
Or who is unusually stupid.
Durak.
Those would be just the clothes for me,
thought the emperor.
If I wore them, I would be able to discover which men in my empire are unfit for their posts. And I could tell the wise men from the fools. Yes, I certainly must get some of that stuff woven for me right away.
Certainly, Your Imperial Majesty.
Immediately.
He paid the 2 swindlers a large sum of money to start work at once.
They set up 2 looms and pretended to weave, though there was nothing on the looms. All the finest silk and the purest gold thread which they demanded went into their traveling bags. While they worked the empty looms far into the night.
I'd like to know how those weavers are getting on with the cloth.
But he felt slightly uncomfortable when he remembered that those who were unfit for their position would not be able to see the fabric. It couldn't have been that he doubted himself, yet he thought...
I'd rather send someone else to see how things are going. I'll send my honest old minister to the weavers.
You rang, Imperial Majesty?
Yes, Minister. You'll be the best one to tell me how the material looks, for you're a sensible man and no one does their duty better.
Of course, Majesty.
So the honest old minister went to the room, where the 2 swindlers sat working away at their empty looms.
Heaven help me, I can't see anything at all.
But he did not say so.
Aha! Minister, welcome. Иди сюда, пожалуйста.
Will not you be so kind to come in and prove the excellent pattern, the beautiful colors?
They pointed to the empty looms.
Huh?
And the poor old minister stared as hard as he dared. He couldn't see anything because there was nothing to see.
Heaven have mercy, can it be that I'm a fool? I would have never guessed it. But not a soul must know. Am I unfit to be the minister? It would never do to let on that I can't see the cloth.
Do not hesitate to tell us what you think.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's enchanting. Such a pattern. What colors. How delighted I am with it.
We are pleased to hear that.
And they proceeded to name all the colors and to explain the intricate pattern. The old minister paid the closest attention so that he could tell it all to the emperor. And so he did. The swindlers at once asked for...
More money.
More silk.
More gold thread.
To get on with the weaving.
But it all went into their pockets. Not a thread went into the looms, though they worked at their weaving as hard as ever. The emperor presently sent another trustworthy official to see how the work progressed and how soon it would be ready. She looked and she looked, but as there was nothing to see in the looms, she couldn't see anything.
Is it not a beautiful piece of goods?
I know I'm not stupid, so it must be that I'm unworthy of my good office. Oh, that's strange. I mustn't let anyone find out, though. Oh, what beautiful colors and such an exquisite pattern.
To the emperor, she said,
It held me spellbound.
Spellbound, you say?
Spellbound.
And that's good?
Excellent, Your Excellency.
Excellent!
All the town was talking of this splendid cloth, and the emperor wanted to see it for himself while it was still in the looms. Followed by a band of chosen attendants, he set out to see the 2 swindlers.
Magnificent.
Just look, Your Majesty. What colors, what a design.
They pointed to the empty looms, each supposing that the others could see the stuff.
What's this? I can't see anything. This is terrible. Am I a fool? Am I unfit to be the emperor? What a thing to happen to me, of all people! Oh! It's very pretty.
Oh, yes, it is, yes.
It has my highest approval.
Oh, yes.
Nothing could make him say that he couldn't see anything. His whole retinue stared and stared. One saw no more than another, but they joined the emperor in exclaiming,
Oh, it's very pretty.
and they advised him to wear clothes made of this wonderful cloth, especially for the great procession he was soon to lead.
Oh, magnificent. Oh, excellent.
Everyone did his best to seem well pleased. The emperor gave each of the swindlers a medal to wear.
Spasiba.
And the title of
Imperial Weaver.
Before the procession, the swindlers sat up all night and burned more than 6 candles to show how busy they were finishing the emperor's new clothes.
This hard work is so tough.
Господи, хочешь водка?
They pretended to take the cloth off the loom. They made cuts in the air with huge scissors. And at last, they said,
Now, Emperor's new clothes are ready for him.
Then the emperor himself came with his retinue. And the swindlers each raised an arm as if they were holding something.
This is trousers.
Here, the coat.
This is mantle.
All of them are light as spider web. You would almost think you had nothing on.
But that's what makes it so fine.
Oh, yes, of course. Exactly, yes.
All the attendants agreed, though they could see nothing, for there was nothing to see.
If Imperial Majesty will condescend to take clothes off.
Oh. We will put new ones on you here in front of Long Mirror.
All right.
The emperor undressed. And the swindlers pretended to put his new clothes on him, one garment after another. They took him round the waist. And seemed to be fastening something.
This, your train.
I see.
And as the emperor turned round and round before the looking glass.
Oh, how well your Majesty's new clothes look.
Aren't they becoming?
He heard on all sides.
Oh, the pattern is so perfect.
Look magnificent.
Then the Minister of Public Processions announced,
Your Majesty's canopy is waiting outside.
Well, I'm supposed to be ready. It is a remarkable fit, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
The attendants who were to carry his train stooped low and pretended to lift and hold it high. They didn't dare admit they had nothing to hold. So off went the emperor in procession under his splendid canopy. Everyone in the streets and the windows said,
Oh, how fine are the emperor's new clothes!
Don't they fit him to perfection?
And see his long train.
Nobody would confess that he couldn't see anything, for that would prove him either unfit for his position or a fool. No costume the emperor had worn before was ever such a complete success.
But he hasn't got anything on.
Did you ever hear such innocent prattle?
Said the child's father.
He hasn't got anything on.
And then one person whispered to another,
He hasn't anything
He hasn't had anything on.
He hasn't anything on.
The Emperor shivered, for he suspected they were right.
This procession has got to go on. Carry on!
And so, he rode
more proudly than ever
as his attendants held high the train that wasn't there at all.
До свидания.
Счастливо.
Dress me up in diamonds and wrap me in a sigh. You and me were meant to be, so let's unveil the lie. Bye-bye, just look into my eyes. Baby, I'm the revolution. I tangled on your arm for years at all your big soirees. Tough man, big place. The boys in brown would hang around to see you got your way. Dark days, shame haze, felt up by all your filthy friends. Well, now you see the way our story ends. Baby, I'm the revolution. Bells will be ringing in the palace. Birds will be singing in the land. 'Cause I opened all your private doors and threw away the key. I've slept with all your servants, and we've sold the news to Women's Week. I've poisoned all your hounds, I melted all the rings right down, 'cause everybody knows this emperor had got no clothes. Aim high, I'll be the one to close your eyes. Lay low, your dirty show just had to go. My, and when they ask me why, I'll say I'm the revolution. Bells will be ringing in the palace. Birds will be singing in the land. Bells will be ringing in the palace, yeah. Birds will be singing in the land.
Angie Louise! We've got Dave Pascal there on the bass, Dan Tierney on drums, and Rob Witmer on the accordion. This is Sandbox Radio. Subscribe to the podcast in iTunes and Stitcher, and help other people find us by taking a moment to leave a rating or a review if you would. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter,
and get on our mailing list at sandboxradio.org to receive the latest news on our upcoming live shows and online content releases. Now back to the show and special guest Jerry Dixon.
Okay. How y'all doing out there? This is a song by Prince that I like to dedicate to my friend Iris, who I saw out in the audience tonight. So here it is.
I'm not a woman, I'm not a man. I'm something that you'll never understand. I'll never beat you, I'll never lie. And if you're evil, I'll forgive you by and by. I would die for you if you want me to. I would die for you. Oh, I'm not your lover, I'm not your friend. I'm something you cannot comprehend. No need to worry, no need to cry. I'm your Messiah, and you're the reason why. Oh, you, I would die for you if you want me to. I would die for you. You're just a sinner, I'm told. I'm your fire when you get cold. Make you happy when you're sad. Feel good when you're bad. I'm not a human, I'm a dove. I'm your conscience, I'm love. And all I really need is to know that you believe. Die for you if you ask me to. See, I might not solve the question of you, but darling, if you want me to, I would die for you. If you want me to, I would die for you if you ask me to.
Thank you.
The Lion Who Wanted to Zoom by James Thurber.
There was once a lion who coveted an eagle's wings. So, he sent a message to the eagle asking him to call. And when the eagle came to the lion's den, the lion said,
I will trade you my mane for your wings.
Keep talking, brother.
said the eagle.
Without my wings, I could no longer fly.
So what?
Said the lion.
I can't fly now, but that doesn't keep me from being king of beasts. I became king of beasts on account of my magnificent mane.
All right, but give me your mane first.
Just approach a little nearer so that I can hand it to you.
The eagle came closer. And the lion clapped a huge paw on him, pinning him to the ground.
Come across with those wings,
he snarled. So the lion took the eagle's wings, but he kept his own mane.
Sucker.
The eagle was very despondent for a while. And then... he had an idea.
I bet you can't fly off the top of that great rock yonder.
Who, me? Said the lion. And so the lion climbed to the top of the rock and took off. His weight was too great for the eagle's wings to support. And besides, he did not know how to fly, having never tried it before. So he crashed at the foot of the rock and burst into flames.
Oh, 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 oh.
The eagle hastily climbed down to him and regained his wings and took off the lion's mane, which he put about his own neck and shoulders. Flying back to the rocky nest where he lived with his mate, he decided to have some fun with her. Covered in the lion's mane, he poked his head into the nest and said, His mate, who was very nervous anyway, grabbed a pistol from a bureau drawer and thinking he was a lion, shot him dead.
Aw, crap.
Moral: never allow a nervous spouse to have access to a pistol, no matter what you're wearing.
It's time once again for Round the Campfire with the Waldorf family. Join nuclear scientist turned kindergarten teacher Wally Waldorf, his wife Butter, and their kids Squim, Leavenworth, and Fife.
Why did you have to conceive me in Fife?
As they explore the backwoods of the Great Northwest and tell campfire tales of nuclear accidents that are wacky and scary, but true.
How much further, Dad?
We go till we feel centered, Squim.
OMG! Really, dear, we've been circling in the dark for hours.
All right. How about here then, next to the Richard Serra? Kids, time to build a campfire.
Dad, I don't think that's allowed in the park.
Leavenworth's right, hun. I believe that's against
Oh, heck, Butter, we're having fun. We're on a trek. We're a wholesome Northwest family. They won't mind. Like we say in kindergarten.
Home is where the heart is.
Ooh, where there's smoke, there's fire?
Everything's better in Fife?
That's the spirit, kids. Now, who wants to chop up these benches for some firewood?
Oh, I do. Wow! These s'mores are so good, Dad.
Where'd you pick up the chocolate, Wally? It's got a distinct herbal aftertaste.
Now, Butter,
You weren't at Uncle Ike's again.
All right, kids. Who is ready for a wacky and scary but true nuclear waste story?
I am. Tell us the cat little story, Pops.
You really want to hear that one again?
Man, it is so frickin' wacky and scary but true.
Scrim, what's the cat litter story?
Well, little Fife. It's the story of how a bag of cat litter shut down our nation's first and only long-term nuclear waste storage facility.
Go ahead and tell it, Wally.
All right. So, once upon a time, back in the year 1997. America opened up its first and only long-term nuclear waste repository half a mile underneath the earth, beneath Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Half a mile down? In the ground?
Tell them what they named it, Dad.
They called it the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant. WIP for short.
Whip it! Whip it good! That is enough, Squim!
Welcome, everybody, to opening day of the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant. 2,152 feet directly below us in a geologic salt basin, we have carved out storage for some of our nation's nastiest radioactive waste.
Anywho, the place was working as planned, accepting large metal drums filled with radioactive plutonium and uranium from sites all over the country, when suddenly, on the night of February 14th, 2014, a strange thing happened.
Evening, Marissa.
Evening, Ralph. Quiet night.
Sure is. What the heck?
That's the air monitor alarm.
There must be contamination coming up from the repository.
Quick, we better shelter in place.
What happened, Dad?
Well, turns out one of the big metal drums that had been placed underground exploded.
And spread radioactive contamination throughout 36% of the facility?
Yep.
Are they supposed to blow up?
No, Fife. They're supposed to behave themselves for 10,000 years.
Wow, that's an awful long time to behave yourself.
Tell them how it happened, Dad.
Yeah, get to the cat litter.
Well, it seems there was a little snafu back at the Los Alamos National Laboratory where some of the metal drums were originally packed.
Mr. Sidley, we've got some drums that need to go to WIP, but we can't find the instructions for how to pack the radioactive waste.
What instructions, Alice?
Well, the standard procedure that tells us how to mollify the radioactive materials, like the uranium and the plutonium and the americium, to keep them from reacting to each other in the drum and blowing the whole thing up.
Ah, gotcha.
Hey, Alice. Mr. Sidley, Drake found the instructions. Looks like our neutralizing agent is cat litter.
Cat litter?
You mean litter for kitties?
Let's see here. Given the amount of waste we're stuffing into this drum, we should add, maybe a bag or so of cat litter.
Oh, what kind of cat litter?
It says, I can't quite tell from Drake's handwritten squiggles, but it looks like it says organic cat litter.
Oh, there's a great sale on Sweet Scoop. It's made of wheat and totally organic. My Puffins loves it.
You sure that's what they've been putting in these drums?
Yes, sir. Says right here, cat litter. It's what everyone's using. Japan, Russia too.
Well,
Sweet Scoop's the best, sir.
Okay, add that stuff and seal it up and ship it off. Let's get her done.
Whip
it! Whip it good!
So what happened, Daddy?
Well, it turns out someone had copied the instructions wrong, or there was a typo. But what they should have used was inorganic cat litter.
Inorganic?
Yeah, the kind that's made of clay, an inorganic substance.
That's right,
Because
Leavenworth.
inorganic cat litter is an excellent buffer, but you go and mix organic cat litter like Sweet Scoop with nitrate salts, nitric acid, oxalates, well, you get a thermal runaway reaction.
Very good,
Eventually, 70
Leavenworth.
days later, birth to breach would cause a nice big kaboom!
So now, our country's only long-term radiological storage facility is pretty much shut down. And it could cost as much as $2 billion to clean it up and get everything fully back up and operational.
If it ever runs again at all.
And some plutonium got into the atmosphere in Carlsbad.
And some workers got internally contaminated.
All because of the wrong brand of cat litter.
Wow. Gee, Daddy, you know, that story really is wacky and scary.
And true.
It sure is, Fife.
Oh, I wish you hadn't conceived me there.
I know you do, Sweet Pea. But your father and I were at the RV show, and one thing just led to the next. And then we...
All right, kids, just simmer down. So, kids, what's the moral of this cat litter story?
We don't know, Dad. You're the nuclear scientist turned kindergarten teacher.
Oh, I know. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him...
No.
In like a lion, out like a lamb?
Nope.
Oh, for goodness sake, Wally. Just finish the gosh darn story.
Consistency is the foundation of virtue.
That's a moral?
Francis Bacon.
Bacon.
Who's up for another s'more?
Me. I'll take one.
Me 3.
Hold it right there.
Okay, they're the police. I told you, Wally, you can't camp at the Olympic Sculpture Park.
And you're probably not supposed to burn the benches either, Dad.
Well, don't worry, kids. Our tax dollars paid for this outing. I'm sure we can work something out.
Maybe they'd like a s'more.
Or a wacky and scary but true story.
You bet, Fife.
Oh, I wish you guys had held on till Tacoma.
This is for Maggie.
If you go down to Hammond, you'll never come back. In my opinion, you're on the wrong track. We'll always love you, but that's not the point. If you go with that fella, forget about us. As far as I'm concerned, that would be just throwing yourself away. Not even If you go down to Hammond, you go down to Hammond, you'll never come back.
Eric Ray Andersen on the uke and Liam Law on the guitar. Don't miss our next all-new episode, Sandbox Radio, May Day, May Day, recording live on May 1st at Town Hall, Seattle. Tickets on sale now through brownpapertickets.com. Find live show details, ticket information, and the episode archive at sandboxradio.org.
The Sheep in Wolf's Clothing by James Thurber.
Not very long ago, there were two sheep who put on wolf's clothing and went among the wolves as spies to see what was going on. They arrived on a fete day when all the wolves were singing in the taverns or dancing in the streets. The first sheep said to her companion,
Wolves are just like us, for they gamble and frisk. Every day is fete day in Wolfland.
She made some notes on a piece of paper, which a spy should never do. And she titled them,
My 24 Hours in Wolfland.
For she had decided not to be a spy any longer, but to write a book on Wolfland, and also some articles for the Sheep's Home Companion. The other sheep figured out what she was planning to do.
Aha!
So she slipped away and began to write a book called
My 10 Hours in Wolfland.
The first sheep suspected what she was up to when she found out her friend had gone, so she wired a book to her publisher called
My 5 Hours in Wolfland.
And it was announced for publication first.
Crap!
The other sheep immediately sold her manuscript to a newspaper syndicate for serialization. Both sheep gave the same message to their fellows.
Wolves were just like sheep, for they gambled and frisked.
And every day was fete day in Wolfland.
The citizens of Sheepland were convinced by all this, so they drew in their sentinels and let down their barriers. When the wolves descended on them one night, howling and slavering, the sheep were as easy to kill as flies on a window pane.
Moral, don't get it right.
Just get it written.
Bah!
Real change. $2. Make real change. Real change. Only $2.
I'll catch you on the way out, pal.
How many times have you said those words? Catch you on the way out while planning your escape through another door. I've done it. After all, there's unemployment, there's welfare. Why should the burden of the homeless problem fall on me? Can't they go to a shelter? And if I gave them money, won't it go to drugs and alcohol? The simple truth is, our shelters in Seattle are overcrowded and leave 78% of the homeless population to fend for themselves. The vendors of Real Change buy, pick up, and distribute their own stock of papers, sometimes selling all day to fund their food, lodging, clothes, sundries, and a supply of papers for the next day. Probably no party money left over. Did you know that 46% of our homeless population is over 65 or under 18? There are families, the disabled, the mentally ill. Make a real change in the life of a person homeless or living below the poverty line. If you have a roof over your head and enough food to eat, share a little. Real Change is only $2. That's less than half the price of the Star and twice as entertaining. Many of the articles are written by homeless folks, and it even has a puzzle.
Remember when you buy your food to eat, there's a tummy that's growling out on the street. Give when you can, smile when you're broke. The price is just 2 liters of Coke. It's a great read, the news on the street. Stay informed and the puzzle is neat.
I'd like that paper now, and here's a bottle of water.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Real change. Real change.
So, when you leave the market with a tasty treat, remember the person who can't afford meat. Give when we can, smile when we're broke. The price is just 2 liters of Coke. Real change.
CJ, come on. I gotta show you something. It's so cool. It's in my room.
Okay, buddy, but it better not be lame.
Ta-da!
Ew, it's an old burnt rag in a shoebox.
It's a squirrel!
No, it's not. Squirrels have 2 eyes.
She lost one in the fire.
Is it dead?
No! I'm nursing her back to health. She tells me stories.
Cheese and crackers, buddy. Why does it always have to get weird with you?
And she's a detective.
A squirrel detective?
She solves crimes and saves woodland creatures.
I gotta go.
Her name is Charday.
Weirdo.
Don't worry about her, Charday. How are you feeling?
Kid, I won't lie. I've been better.
I stole a little bit of whiskey from my parents' shelf. I put it in this thimble.
Oh, kid, you're the best. Oh, ow.
Are you ready to tell me what happened? How you got this way?
Yeah, buddy, I am. My name's Charday. I'm a private investigator. I don't get many clients. Don't know if that's more because I'm a woman or a squirrel.
Yes, I know.
Let me do my story, kid.
Sorry.
It was just last Wednesday. I was having my first cup of joe. I had just wrapped up the mystery of the missing mossy marmot. Feeling pretty good about myself. Then there was a knock on my door.
Uh-oh.
The tiniest knock. More of a tap than a knock.
Charday? Who was it?
It was Freddie Fieldmouse.
There's something wrong in the forest.
Freddie Fieldmouse wasn't right in the brain. When he was young, real young, a real asshole of a rabbit, kept picking him up and bonking him on the head. I felt sorry for Freddie, so I humored him. What seems to be the matter, Freddie?
The woods are in danger.
Who's in danger? Are there some animals in trouble?
No, Charday. The whole of the woods. All of it. Going away.
Freddie, slow down. The woods aren't going anywhere. The woods have always been here, always will be.
Charday, I had a dream.
Oh, did you, Freddie? Dreams can be crazy. They don't mean anything.
The trees were gone. The animals gone. The blue sky. The clear water of the stream. All the world as we know it had fled.
But just a dream, little field mouse.
That's what I thought. But Lonesome Ridge has been mighty quiet.
Lonesome Ridge?
It's where the coyotes live. More whiskey, kid. Lonesome Ridge was never quiet. Those bad boys and girls were always kicking up a ruckus.
Not a yip for days.
Freddie, they're probably just sleeping off a bender. You know those crazy dogs love a good time. But if it will make you feel better, we could...
It would make me feel better.
So we go up to Lonesome Ridge, and right away I knew something wasn't right. Not only were the coyotes gone, everything was gone. They usually had half a dozen couches strewn around for lounging. They had a taste in decor that ran to flashy and always had a lot of glitz hanging in the trees to catch the sunlight. All of that had been cleared away. Not even any empty beer bottles or cigarette butts.
Charday, look!
Someone had spray painted a message on a rock.
What did it say, Charday?
It said, "Die canine trash."
Oh.
Yeah. And lingering over the whole disquieting quiet was an unfamiliar smell. A sharp, cruel odor like a fog of bitter hate hanging in the air.
Charday?
Yeah, Freddie?
There's talk of a lion in our woods. And not a mountain lion, a real lion.
That's bunk, Freddie. A story made up to scare the kiddies. Lions are tropical from Africa. We're a temperate North American forest. Couldn't be a lion here.
Charday, Lonesome Ridge isn't the only quiet place in the forest.
What are you talking about, kid?
I think something's not right at Sweeney Pond.
Sweeney Pond?
A little out of the way watering hole the queer frogs hung out at. Come on, Freddie, let's go.
Oh, no.
The pond was green, but not the green of spring leaves, or the green of fresh grasses, or the green of your lover's eyes in the moonlight. Not the green of life. This was ugly, unnatural green. And then I saw the paint cans half submerged in the water, smelled turpentine, and noticed the oily sheen and how thick the liquid was. The green was a human green. All around the pond were empty boxes of Morton salt. You don't want to see what salt does to an amphibian's skin.
Charday, ribbit.
It was Mavis Bullfrog. She taught second grade, sang alto in the church choir, and made a mean apple crumble. She had a son who, rumor had it, was worthy of rumors. Mavis, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for my boy, Jack. He hasn't been home in 2 days. I'm sick with worry. This isn't like him.
Mavis, Jack probably just went upstream. Forgot to call. I'm sure he's all right.
No, he's not. He's never coming home, is he? Jack never hurt anybody. He was a good boy, Ribbit. Oh, Lord in heaven, it was the lion, wasn't it?
There is no lion. Freddie.
Yeah, Charday?
Take Mavis home, would you?
Come on, Mrs. Bullfrog. If Charday says it's gonna be okay, it'll be okay.
Oh, stop saying that. It won't be okay. It'll never be okay again. My Jack is dead and lying in pieces at the bottom of that foul green pool of filth, Ribbit. I'll never see him again. I'll never hold him. I'll never even get his body back. Oh, Ribby.
Come on, Mrs.
Oh, Ribby.
Let's get you some toast.
Oh, Ribby.
With jelly.
What happened then, Charday?
I checked out the scene. I should have gone straight to the sheriff, but I didn't know who I could trust. That's when I saw the paw prints. Too big. Much too big for any local beast. I had no choice but to follow them into the dark heart of the forest.
Charday!
It was Arnold Deer.
Turn back. Go home.
I can't, Arn.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
It was strange. It was surreal. It was my woods, but not my woods. Same oaks and elms, but wrong in a way that was hard to pin down. It was... What the hell? It was Casey Crow and his whole crew. An entire manslaughter of crows just walking on the ground towards me. Casey, what the hell are you doing down here?
He put up nets in the trees. It ain't safe to fly. Caw-caw.
Who? Who is he?
Can't stop. Gotta keep hopping. Caw-caw.
The deeper I went, the worse it got. Bits of feather and fur clinging to the brush. Maybe I saw a tail, or maybe it was just a piece of rope. I ran into Mitzi, an old Siamese. She was a former pet with a taste for the outdoors. She'd fought hard for her freedom and a place in the forest. She was limping and crying.
He said, feral ain't wild. Said no place for my kind in these woods.
Mitzi, who?
He took my kittens. Said I could have them back if I... Oh, Charday. He's worse than human.
Onward, pushing deeper and deeper. I started seeing dead animals. Piles of them. I didn't look at their faces for fear I'd recognize them and lose my nerve. I'm getting close. I get to the big clearing. There he was, sitting on a blood-soaked throne, a mother effing lion.
You must be the squirrel everybody's been telling me about. I've been waiting for you.
You're a long way from the jungle, big cat.
Not the jungle, savannah.
Really? So your story's that you came all the way from Africa?
Yes.
From the look of you, I guess you hail from some two-bit roadside menagerie. You still have that zoo look in your eyes.
I like you, Squirrel. You're good at hiding your fear.
I'm not seeing anything to be afraid of.
I could kill you with a flick of my beautiful tail. You'd be a stain on the forest floor.
So? Squirrel's life ain't that long anyway. One rodent's life is nothing would weigh against the whole of the woods.
You think I'm a monster.
Monster? You've made that word obsolete.
I'm just doing my job. Our purpose in life, the reason we are here, why we bother to walk, swim, slither, and fly, is to impose our will on the world.
Pretty words, predator.
You do it yourself. When you store up nuts for the cold months, you are but making war on winter.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But I gotta ask, what's your game, Whiskers?
Fix the landscaping around this joint. These trees are in my way. This is gonna be my new savanna.
And the animals?
The animals are nothing to me. This far north creatures are weak. Too many miles from the equator. I would be doing the world a disservice if I made your lives part of my equation.
So, out of curiosity, because I'm nosy, I gotta ask, how you gonna pull off this triumph of your will? How you taking the trees down? Army of beavers? Gonna grow arms and pick up an axe?
No, not beaver or termites or axes or chainsaws. I think it'll be fire.
Kind of wet for that.
Oh, I am planning on using an accelerant.
What's that, Charday?
The lion's eyes flicked over to a large shape covered in dirt and branches.
See, humans are a careless species by nature. If they got a lot of something, they leave it laying around. It's shocking what you can nick when their backs are turned.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Buddy, that half-hidden mysterious object was a big rig truck full of gasoline.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes. Come on, Lion, that's a lot of animals you're planning on murdering.
You got no right to judge me, Squirrel.
What happened next was a blur. I didn't see who grabbed me. Some of the animals had joined him in the hopes of being spared. I was tied to a stake. The big guy started laughing. And then the whole world went up in flames.
But you made it out?
Yeah, buddy.
How?
I don't know. The ropes must have burned away. I don't remember much else until you found me, picked up my charred body and put it in this box, brought me here.
It's okay, Charday. You're safe. I'm gonna take care of you. You can stay here the rest of your life.
Stay? Here? Oh, buddy, listen, I will always be grateful. I owe you everything, but my place isn't here.
What? But where are you going?
Back. Open the window for me, will ya?
What are you gonna do, Charday?
I don't know how, and I might die doing it. But damn it, I'm not gonna take this lion down. I'm gonna take that lion down.
Charday, you are one badass squirrel.
Thanks, kid.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a squirrel.
Ladies and gentlemen, opera on tap.
Gente, allarmi, allarmi, il padrone. Gente, aiuto, aiuto, son perduto. Cosa venne? Il scenerato m'ha tradito, m'ha infamato e conquistate a veder. Son stordito, sbalorditi, non mi par che non sia te. In pan resi siete, uscite, madama, ma il premio avrete di vostra onestà. Il paggio, mio figlio, mia madre, Madonna, scopertai la trama, la perfida è qua, la perfida è qua.
Perdono, perdono.
No, no, non spedarlo.
Perdono, perdono.
No, no, non vodarlo.
Perdono.
No,
Perdono.
no,
Perdono.
no, 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 no.
Almeno per loro perdono terrò.
Oh cielo, che peggio, delirio, farneggio, che creder, non so, non so. Confessa perdono.
radio players were
Eric Ray Andersen.
Jason Marr. Sean John Walsh.
Imogen Love.
Charles Leggett.
Kathy Shand.
Peggy Platt.
Rebecca Olson. Catherine Van Meter.
Peter Dillon O'Connor.
Laura Kenny. Heather Hawkins.
And Richard Ziman.
And I'm your host for Sandbox Radio, Leslie Law. Let's hear it for Jerry Dixon. And give it up for the magnificent singers from Opera on Tap.
And how about the Sandbox Radio Orchestra? Dan Tierney on drums. Dave Pascal on the bass, play along. Rob Witmer on everything else. And on the keys, tonight's maestro and composer, Angie Louise.
So, Catherine and Rebecca are going to bring out our lyric cards. Because now's the time in the show when we always love you guys to sing along. I think you've picked up the tune. Ready? Here we go. Like a Lion was recorded in front of a live audience at Town Hall Seattle on March 6, 2017. Original material was created by Scott Augustson, Lisa Halpern, Elizabeth Heffron, Peggy Platt, with music by Jose Juicy Gonzalez and Angie Louise. The Emperor's New Clothes by Hans Christian Andersen and excerpts from Fables for Our Time by James Thurber were adapted for radio by Richard Ziman and myself. The show was sound engineered by Luke Kerwald, recorded by Christopher Stewart, and this podcast was mixed by Dave Pascal. Catch Opera on Tap live about town at your favorite watering holes like the Blue Moon Tavern and Naked City Brewery. Next up is a special appearance by the drunken tenor Opera on Tap managing divo Rob McPherson at the Seattle Fringe Festival on March 25th. Check operaontap.org/Seattle for dates and ticket links. Find out where you can catch more of Angie Louise and her band, The Love Markets, and how to buy their new CD, Beauty Factory, at angielouise.com. Dig deeper into the Sandbox and find the recording archive of all our past episodes at sandboxradio.org. On behalf of us all here at Sandbox Radio, thank you for listening.